All right, so kind of continuing with some of the comic books news. DC, so Marvel is certainly, taking up all the headlines with Loki and, new movies coming out soon with Black Widow, which I know some of you is not that excited about, but still it's interesting.
And meanwhile, over in DC,
Shang-Chi.
Martian Manhunter's carrying the entire load. It's like, do they even have any other heroes over there? Like, what?
That's right. So they had a teaser picture came out recently on Instagram showing the Batman logo, which appears to be the Batman logo from Michael Keaton's old suit, to tease the Flash movie. And the Flash is sort of doing their version of the multiverse, it seems, with the Flashpoint type thing where Michael Keaton is going to come back and reprise his role as Batman in some type of alternate timeline that the Flash will visit. And another thing that got extra attention is there's a drop of blood in the Bat logo that's splashed into the yellow background. And now some people are also saying that they're wondering if they'll somehow bring in the Watchmen universe into the Flash movie, perhaps, or into the DC universe again in general. So, first of all, are you guys? For me, anyway, I'm between the Flash and the next Shazam movie with The Rock as Black Adam. I'm interested in these two movies. So these are probably the two of the more movies I'm excited for in the DC lineup than many others in recently. So, what about you guys? The Flash movie? Are you interested in that? Are you familiar with the Flashpoint timeline or a series
Slightly.
a little bit?
Slightly.
I'm familiar with the concept. I mean, of it. Yeah.
Correct. And I'm down for it.
Yeah, I'm looking very forward to it. I think it's a good idea. I mean, to try to bring everything together in that way. And I mean, if the Flash was one of my more favorite characters. Oh, he was my favorite character from the Justice League. So, and I assume that role will be played by Ezra Miller again. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's essential. He needs to play him for sure. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. He's another one, very charismatic actor, can bring a lot of charisma to the character, and I think when you have that kind of dynamic, you can probably ride that a pretty long way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a good concept. Very excited for Michael Keaton to come back and reprise that role.
I'm really excited about that.
Arguably, many will say arguably the best Batman. You can make a big debate on that. But and then for me personally, and you guys aren't as familiar with the Watchmen universe, I know. So the Watchmen was a series that came out in 1986, which 35 years ago this year, which is crazy. So that 86 had the Watchmen and also the Dark Knight Returns for DC at that time. And those two series for DC took comics to kind of a acceptable darker level back then. And they still use a lot of that content even today. So even some of the recent Batman
the only thing I know about the Watchmen, the only thing I know about the Watchmen is that Gabe Kaplan was pretty good in it.
Gabe Kaplan, the Watchmen.
Yeah. He was Cotter, right? With Horshack.
Yeah.
Right.
All
right.
This is where we insert the cricket noise somewhere. How do you get Welcome Back Cotter from Watchmen?
Speaking English?
No. Well, Horshack was in both, right?
Oh, I see. Rorschach is a character in the Watchmen and Horshack. Gotcha. Now I see. Now I get it. See, the joke was too smart for us. Too smart for us here. So
what a curse it is to be doing.
And you're so goddamn old. I went over it with you last week, and you forgot about it.
Yeah, I sure did. You're right.
Jesus.
Same joke. Forgot about it.
Off air last week.
Same reaction.
I went over it last week and explained to him what it was. He's like, "Oh yeah, that'll be good because now I understand what it is."
And I believe he said we'll have to work it. We'll have to work on it, and we'll work it the right way.
And he
it was going to be a collaborative effort.
Asshole.
And he left you hanging. He threw you Actually,
he drove the bus.
Metaphorically, throwing you under the bus would have been too much effort compared to what he was just like, no, hands off. I'm going to watch it happen slowly. I don't even, nope.
Yeah. So as a future state, if I say we have to work it, translation, no, throw it out of here immediately. Just get it out.
If it needs work, we don't have time for that shit. Just scrap it. It's not worth it.
If you have to explain, as some movie quotes, if you have to explain the jokes, life's not worth living.
If you guys be goddamn smarter, you understand a goddamn Joker too.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, with that, The Watchmen, go back and read the graphic novel, watch the movie. The movie Zack Snyder actually did. It was very true to the graphic novel. Interesting. I know you guys haven't seen it yet. Go back and check that out. It's a long movie, but it's just a darker superhero universe, and they have been blending them into some of the current heroes and stuff like that. So anyway, if they bring the Watchmen in, I think it could do bring a lot of interesting content to the DC storyline. That's all I'm trying to say. So
it will be some meta shit if like the kid or now his guy who played Rorschach played the dude under the mask in the movie. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think he might have passed on, that actor. Yeah, poor man, but guy that played Rorschach, I think.
Oh, no, that stinks. Now I'm sad.
Yeah.
My life sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
Your bomb-ass joke didn't tell you that already?
Wow. That was some of the most dead air we ever had in the entire... See, you can see that you go from Nick's tremendous moment last week of the Barry Gibb to... That was at least 2 minutes of solid dead air, I think, staring at you, trying to figure out the Rorschach reference.
It's like coming all the way back into Game 6 with a Cinderella comeback, and then they'd be shut out in Game 7. You're just like, no.
Hey, we got highs and lows.
No,
it's fine.
I'm gonna get a rubber band. One of those rubber bands where you remember things, because with your age, you don't have the memory you used to. So maybe the rubber band will remind you, what's coming up.
And coming up in other comic book movie news, interesting here, Black Panther 2, and I'm going to mispronounce the guy's name, Tano Huerta.
Okay.
Or Tanak Huerta. I'm so sorry, but he is announced to play the Submariner in Black Panther 2. So Namor, the Submariner.
I'm sorry, I have to ask about this. Have they said what they're going to do with...
Yeah, Shuri's going to be the Black Panther, correct?
Who?
I don't know if they
sister.
said firmly.
No,
okay. They're not going to recast T'Challa.
Right. So in the storyline, he's going to be dead, right?
Yes.
I mean, they have to.
You mean like how are they going to handle that?
Yeah,
what are they going to? That I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't personally heard that or what they're going to do about that.
There's rumors that it's his sister, and there's also rumors that somehow they'll bring back Michael B. Jordan, and maybe he does something. Obviously, he was killed, but it's a comic book universe. You can do whatever you want. So all kinds of different rumors there, but nothing has been official that I have seen. But I am definitely interested to see the Submariner.
Make it a sister. That'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah, they kind of set that up in a way too. Right? So
she's the one that invented a lot of the technology in the movie for him and stuff that he.
And she'd be like the rightful heir to the throne.
Yes. Well, she'd have to battle for it as well. But right.
Dude, that you go into the movie. You start in a funeral, right?
Yeah.
And then just outside the funeral has to follow up with somebody challenging her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And just kick it off, right off the bat. Sad and then action-packed.
I would love Shuri to be the Black Panther. I think it would be cool. I think it would fit the narrative and all that stuff. But just because I was such a fan of the character, I would really love it for M'Baku to be. M'Baku was the king of the Jabari tribe that battled him first in the movie, and then his tribe ended up saving him. That would be. I love him. I love that character.
He's a big dude. I mean,
he is a big dude. Yeah.
Black Panther, isn't he supposed to? He's like
he's like smaller and limber. Yeah, I'm just talking about my personal wish list. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to have Winston Duke play Black Panther, but I think it'd be cool. But Yeah, no, I think it would be cool if it was Shuri, if it was his sister, and then that way it would, like Dean mentioned, she would kind of almost be the rightful heir, but the way it goes is they have to battle for it as well. So, but I think the story is that the Black Panther king had resided in their family bloodline for centuries or something like that, So,
and
yeah,
if
that
you're
would be cool.
if you're gonna do that, don't be cheap about it and have her like fight another girl. Like, have her kick one of the dudes' asses.
Oh, absolutely.
For the
Yeah,
throne.
you'd have to. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you'd have to, because in the battle scenes, it was all, they had these typical leaders of these tribes were all, usually men in most cases and things like that. So that would be, cool that she, takes down the biggest, strongest one. That would be awesome.
Yep. You know what else would be cool, Dean? Freddie Washington. How about that?
Freddie Washington. I think that would be fucking amazing.
See, that's another Sweat Hogs reference
I
there, Nick. So
I get it.
And Freddie Washington.
Sweat Hogs?
Yeah.
I get the 70s jokes.
Welcome back, Connor. In the 70s. Anyway. Okay. So are you excited for Submariner to make an appearance? Do you know who Submariner is in the Marvel universe?
I don't.
Submariner. Did you mention Namor in that?
That's him.
Okay,
Namor the Submariner.
Namor, yes. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Is he
I like that. I'm happy to hear that.
The like Aquaman type deal?
Yes, basically. He's the king of he's a king of Atlantis in the Marvel series, and he had an interesting. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. So originally, he was kind of a villain in the Marvel comics, but then he eventually turned good. So he was one of the very, very early Marvel heroes in general. So he he teamed up with Captain America back in the very early comics, and when they were doing World War I comics back at the time. So, he sort of had his, but yeah, like sort of like the newer Aquaman. He sort of, he has that battle between his people and is, teaming up. So he kind of goes, anyways, he's an interesting character, interesting story. So I think it's cool to introduce him into the Marvel universe. So
yeah,
okay,
cool. Yeah, very excited for that for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there also now that is Black Panther 2? There's also supposed to be a Wakanda show, correct? A Disney Plus Wakanda television series coming? Didn't they announce that?
Wakanda Vision? I'm not sure that I've seen that. I saw the one about
it's not really about Black Panther specifically, but yeah, it had something to do with I'm not sure if they really
Wakanda?
laid out what it's something Wakanda something. I could have swore it it's in the title.
Okay, we'll take a quick look here.
Sorry, I was just filling space for
Wakanda Night Live.
There you go. I was saying, unless Dean wants to tell another joke, just trying to fill the space here.
I poked at it.
Well, I know that the What If animated series is going to start soon. And
Welcome back, Wakanda.
Wakanda. That's funny. See, that's better. See, that's better.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chadwick Boseman did play Black Panther. It'll actually be his last appearance as Black Panther in an anime. He gave his, he did the voice for Black Panther.
What If?
Yes. So he'll be on that series. So that series is coming up. There's a Secret Invasion coming up, with the scrolls and all of that stuff. So that's I'm interested in that.
And
that'll be coming.
These are TV shows, right?
These are TV shows. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. I don't know. We should look it up and talk about when we're more prepared. Because I'm having trouble finding stuff here.
We were talking about the movie, and I was just thinking. I thought that they had mentioned that there was going to be a series coming to Disney Plus, Wakanda something.
Yeah.
So
we'll check it. We'll check it out.
Do some research and then touch back on that.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
What's next though for the MCU?
The next series?
Yeah, because they went from WandaVision to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now Loki.
Okay. Let's see here.
Seems like they want to have something
right
in the pipe.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Upcoming Marvel TV shows. Okay, let's see what they got here. Obviously, we get the Loki. What If comes in summer 2021. That's the next one.
Okay, so that's probably going to be the after the Loki deal.
Yep, that's right. Okay. And then later this year, late 2021, Hawkeye will premiere. 6 episodes.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Why?
Because people like you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, so they're like, we can throw fucking anybody out there. Let's do a Hawkeye one.
Well, I think what it is, I think that's what it says here. So, his daughter, I think, is what it is. They kind of teased that in one of the Avengers movies where he's showing her how to shoot.
Yeah. Like she kind of picked up some sort of like Avenger mantle thing in the comic books, right?
Kate Bishop alongside her, so she'll assume the mantle. I'm guessing that's his daughter.
Yeah, and I think this is just a vehicle to get you to be familiar with her going forward in the movies.
That's very possible.
It's kind of this 6 episodes, kind of the introduction to that.
That makes sense. And you have Ms. Marvel coming late 2021 also.
Okay.
So it's not Captain Marvel. This is Ms. Marvel. This is
Ms. Marvel.
Kamala Khan. So she's a teenage. I think she was. Let's see. She was handed down Ms. Marvel from Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel. So and I think that she will be in the next Captain Marvel 2 movie, Ms. Marvel. I think so. They're kind of setting up that character. Then you have Moon Knight.
Moon Knight?
You guys, yes, Moon Knight. He is. He's sort of a mystical type. He's sort of like Marvel's.
He's the MCU's third shift.
Yeah, kind of. He's kind of like their Batmanish type character, so dark and that type of stuff. And then in that particular
Nick's gonna make up stuff for him to win a contest too. That's crazy.
Moon Knight also invents things that can defeat anyone.
Ethan Hawke's going to be in that one. That's interesting. So, and in that one,
Ethan Hawkeye. That would be a great series. They should do that.
There you go. Yeah, Ethan. I'm also interested in Moon Knight because they've reintroduced John Bernthal is going to return as the Punisher
now
in Moon Knight.
Now, is he going on a fresh Punisher, or is he kind of picking up? Did the other series happen? Like, is it in this universe, or
that's a good question? I think that I'm assuming that the Daredevil universe happened.
No, not Daredevil. I'm talking about the Punisher, the series.
That's right. I don't know.
On Netflix. That was a badass show. I mean, talking about some ass kicking.
They could. Well, there's no reason why they could do. Or they could just ignore it. Frankly, it's just the Punisher. The Punisher is there. You kind of know his backstory if you're a remote Punisher fan. So, yeah, I'm highly interested in that. She-Hulk. While we're on the subject, might as well go through them. She-Hulk's debuts in 2022.
I couldn't care less. Jesus. She-Hulk.
It's an interesting character. She was very cool in the comics. So basically, this is. She is Bruce Banner's niece, and she needed a emergency blood transfusion, and only Bruce could, so he gave her some of his blood, so she was infused with a gamma-powered blood, and she became sort of a permanent. For a minute there, she turned into the Hulk like he did. Then it sort of made her always big and green, and just a cool character.
I have a question. With all these,
what do Hulk titties look like?
They portrayed her. She was a sexy Hulk, basically. Yeah. Okay, so
hey, don't you snicker. A lot of nerds have jerked off to that. All right, so don't go snickering. There's a demand out there. There's a market for She-Hulk. All right.
Yep,
I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of crusty socks out there due to She-Hulk. All right, you just calm down.
I'm going to ruin the back of a theater seat.
I have a question. So we're now dipping into this extended realm, we'll call it, of characters. The Moon Knights and the She-Hulks and the Hawkeye's daughter and things like that.
Yep.
I'm going to rely on the two of you, and probably maybe more specifically Brian, as you may be more in tune with some of these characters. But
I know stuff.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying, he's a Namor and Submarine. He's maybe, if not having full backgrounds on the character, he's familiar with a lot of these characters.
No, that's bullshit. He's Statman. He looked that shit up before we came on.
Okay. All right, Statman. Well, then give me some stat. Or Dean. Dean, I'm not saying you can't answer the question.
Okay.
I'm about to ask. I'm just
right. Then
I said it was to both of you.
Okay.
To both of you.
Okay. Then let me answer. Go
on.
on.
Everyone involved here. Mm-hmm. We are now dipping into this other realm of characters, right? There are a lot of characters that are not your primary, your Iron Mans and your Spider-Mans and, your Batmans and Supermans and, your big characters that everybody knows, right? Have there, at the rate that we're moving through film and TV, have there been enough characters in comics to last us so long? Or are we going to have to start, are people going to have to start creating new characters on the fly so that we can turn around and make more video content for them? You follow what I'm saying? Is there enough secondary shit the rate that they're moving through them, or is it just going to have to be
Okay. How the fuck would I know the answer?
Yeah, I just thought because you fought so hard to say that you were familiar with new stuff that you would know.
No, both these universes are so huge. There's still plenty of characters out there they can develop, and honestly, a lot of these movies refer to, years and years of comic book storyline content. So there's tons and tons of content out there. So to answer your question, there's still plenty more that they could do, and they really haven't gotten into a lot of the young kid, teams as well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, DC, as you know, the Teen Titans, you can get into stuff like that. Marvel's got some, they got the Young Mutants and different things. So there's all kinds of, and they've even got into the mutants again, taking it back over from Fox. So there's a lot of several years of content to go.
And with the multiverse being opened up,
sure,
there's characters that died that can come back, and you could restart shit with different people and different actors and still call it in the same universe. I mean, there's just so many different ways you could go about that now because of that.
Yeah,
for example, I saw a trailer for a DC Super Pets or Wonder Pets or something like that.
Oh boy!
And it's all obviously very A-list celebrities doing voices, but it's animated, they're the dogs and cats of the superheroes. What's Crypto or whatever is the Superman's dog, and but there's I want to say Will Ferrell's doing one and Vanessa Bayer, and there's different different voice talents on that. So
who's doing one as well? I heard was Arnold Schwarzenegger is doing a animated superhero series as well, where he's a teacher. Teaching young superhero kids. It was he had talked about wanting to do another Kindergarten Cop.
Are you being for real with me right now? Because I thought you were setting up for a joke. And it was a Kindergarten Cop movie, or you were going to say there's going to be a Turbo Man movie, because I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
He was recently. You go back to Jimmy Kimmel.
Before I go any further, I can certifiably get excited about this right now. I can get a little happy. You're saying this
it may be on the air. It may be on the air now. Check it out. So now that we're talking about it. So he told the story on Jimmy Kimmel that he had met Stan Lee a number of years ago, and was talking to him about wanting to do a superhero type thing or something like that. And Stan Lee said, well, what are you interested in? He said, I kind of want to do a Kindergarten Cop movie. And he said right there, within a few moments, there's a Schwarzenegger telling the story, Stan Lee rattled off the idea. How about this? And Schwarzenegger was like, that sounds terrific. And then that was one of the last things apparently Stan Lee did before he passed away, was to help get this idea going. And Arnold was kind of sad that he can get to see it realized, of course. But yeah, so there you go. Arnold Schwarzenegger, super. Again, it might be on Cartoon Network or something, Nick. So look for that. Check that out. So I want to go back and finish the topic real quick with the shows, because Nick, you are correct. There is an upcoming untitled Wakanda series coming to be announced. So you are indeed correct. That is coming to Disney Plus. We don't know anything about it yet, but it will be set in the Kingdom of Wakanda. And the last couple were Secret Invasion about the Skrull invasion with Samuel L. Jackson, which will be terrific with the Skrulls, and the Skrulls can assume they can shapeshift, so you don't know who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull. They could be living among. That's the whole thing about that. They could make anybody a Skrull. You could be a hero that's been around for a while,
Right.
and they could say, well, he was a Skrull or she was a Skrull, and the real one is still alive.
Right.
You know, they could do anything they want with that as well. You got Ironheart, which is like a female Iron Man type show, I guess. Armor Wars with Don Cheadle coming back as War Machine.
All those Iron Man suits now kind of come into play, and people wear them. And
yep, I Am Groot is coming, and again, I mentioned the Wakanda series. So a lot of interesting. So there you go. That's two. That's 2 plus. That's another year plus right there of content that's rolling out.
You actually reminded me of something, Brian. I wanted to kick in real quick. That Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if it was that same interview with Jimmy Kimmel, but he was talking about that. And it was weird, but he was talking about that because he's getting older and some of the roles he has to take, or that he's choosing to take. I'm sorry, because he's getting older. You know, he has, the gray hair and the wrinkles and stuff. And, he has, sometimes he has continence problems. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like older people do. You sneeze and, you have an accident or whatever. So the next movie he's going to do is called Tinkle All the Way.
I knew about 2 words into this statement that I was like, this is a long-winded setup to shit on something either about Arnold Schwarzenegger or most possibly it's about Jingle All the Way. All right, well.
Tinkle all the way.
I think that's a fine final joke to end this particular episode and wrap this up here.